Clover Retribution for Dummies, here to provide the information you need to succeed. We're going over what to do and where to go, as well as a bunch of other info to help you level up as efficiently as possible. If you need it, I have a whole leveling guide Google Doc with even more info on drops and exact locations linked in the description. If you have any more questions, I have a Discord where I'm more than happy to answer anything. I also answer questions in the Clover Retribution Discord, which are both linked down below. Feel free to ping me and I'll probably answer as long as I'm not busy. I don't have the dailies listed in this guide, which give good XP and other things you'll want later, so make sure to do them when you can. I'll make a video on all the dailies soon, so I'll have it pop up right here when it's out. Anyway, let's begin. At level 1, you're going to start in the tutorial. Make sure to actually read what it explains, because it's good info to have, and for whatever reason, no one reads these. So pause and read these if you already skipped them when you did the tutorial. They go over spell and clover mastery, what the different icons mean, and what stats do. After you read those, walk over to this loser, and he'll have you go over the different tabs in your menu, and then he'll tell you to go get some copper from this cave over here. I highly recommend staying here for at least a few minutes and collect as much copper and iron as you can. The tutorial is really outdated, so things like the inventory UI and mining are what they used to be a long time ago. The current way to mine is way more tedious, and all the copper and iron is always mined in public servers, so it takes a while to get some, especially since you need to craft a pickaxe in order to mine anything in the first place, which costs a lot of gold for a beginner. So for your own good, spend the time here and get the copper and iron. You're going to need a good amount to craft weapons and gear later. I would personally get the max amount before leaving, but it's up to you. After going back to Bruno, he'll have you get some stone to craft your starter weapon, craft a staff if you have a good magic, and craft a sword if you have heavenly restriction or a bad magic. You can actually make as many as you want as long as you have enough stone. So I'd recommend getting at least 50 to 100 stone before crafting the weapon you chose, so you can get one with an artifact quality, which gives you a free 1.5 times multiplier to its damage. He'll then tell you to equip your weapon, so hit R like it says in the quest to equip it. Then he'll tell you to go kill that bandit, and after that, you are done with the tutorial. After that, you'll get sent to Unnamed Village in the First Kingdom. When you load in, head over to the tavern, which is located over here. Hit the semicolon key to open and close the world map. When you walk inside, you'll see 3 NPCs. If you somehow skip the tutorial, you'll want to talk to this dude in the middle and go kill the bandits just north of here. This cat girl over here can change your face, hair color, and skin color in exchange for gold. She does not roll face markings. It's only done with Robux in the shop. From level 15 to 25, you want to repeat the quest that this dude gives over here. He'll first tell you to kill 10 wolves. Don't forget that this icon on your compass right here tells you where your quest's objectives are, so follow it. Wolves have a 2% chance to drop the Wolf Slayer title, which gives 6% extra damage on all non-boss type enemies. After killing 10 wolves, reset to save the time of walking all the way back, and go talk to the same guy and he'll tell you to kill the Alpha Wolf this time. Alpha Wolf has an 8% chance to drop the Wolf Slayer title, a 50% chance to drop a scarf, and a 6.4% chance to drop armor when he's corrupted. Corrupt enemies have a purple aura around them and have more health. He has a stun move and a bite or slash attack. You can evade both by either perfect dodging or parrying the slash moves. This is where you want to start the main story quest line, so go talk to this guy with the blue hair at spawn right here on the map, and he'll tell you to go kill the Alpha Wolf. You get your first broom as a reward from this quest. After you get your broom, press B to ride it. He'll then tell you to go kill Venom, which spawns over here. He's an easy mini boss that uses void magic and sword attacks. All you gotta do is back up when he uses black hole. You can pretty much just M1 him until he dies. He has a 4% chance to drop a ring that gives 2 intelligence, and the mana reserves 1 trait which gives 25 mana. You can equip up to 3 of those rings, so get them if you're running a mage build. Once you hit level 25, head over to Timeston, which is this place right here, north of Unnamed Village. Go talk to this guy and he'll tell you to kill 6 seasoned mercenaries. They have 6 spawns right outside the village. Luckily, these guys can only use spear skills, so you shouldn't have any problem killing these guys. At level 35, you want to continue the storyline quest by talking to this guy in Timeston. He'll tell you to kill 12 seasoned mercenaries, which should definitely be no problem by now. After that, talk to him again and he'll tell you to go kill an ogre. This might be a bit hard to do solo at this level, so either try to get some help or grind mercenaries until you can kill an ogre. Ogres have 2 attacks. They'll wind up and slam the ground or throw a giant rock at you. Both moves can be parried and perfect dodge. You just have to get used to the weird timing. If you're running a melee build, ogres have a 1.13% chance to drop a spear and a 2.26% chance to drop a sword. Yes, the odds in this game are horrid. You got this. At At level 37 and up, you want to head over to the Clover capital and talk to this guy. He'll first tell you to ask 6 different people around the capital about the Shadow Hands. There are 12 NPCs that count for this quest. After that, go back to him and he'll tell you to find the Shadow Hands meeting spot, which is right here on the map, or just follow where I go. It's this tall building with the red roof, and these 2 dudes dressed in black standing outside the front door. At level 42, you can now do the Wolf Hunter quest from this guy. You gotta kill 6 of them. The Wolf Hunters are right next to the Ogres over here. They only have sword skills, so they should be easy as long as you don't stop attacking them. They have a 2% chance to drop a Bandoiler, which is the only chest item in the game right now, so you want to get this one as it gives a free 5 constitution and a 10% slash damage reduction. There's also a 2% chance to drop the Pauldrons, which gives 7 con. Not necessary, but nice to have until you get better ones. At level 45 and up, you can get the Ogre quest from this guy. Remember, if you can't do any of these quests, just farm one of the previous quests until you can't. You don't have to do the quest that is for your level. That's why I highly recommend leveling up with a party if possible. The solo grind is not easy for most people. At level 50, you want to continue the story quest line, so head over to the castle in the Clover capital. Go up the stairs, down the hallway, and into the throne room. Talk to the advisor, and he'll tell you to go kill 8 Shadow Hands. Shadow Hands have 7 spawn locations and are generally more difficult for mages to farm, since mages cast spells, which give the Shadow Hands time to cast their own spells. From what I found, they don't cast as many spells if you keep M1ing them into walls like this. If you aren't level 60 by now, go talk to this guy with the purple hair to do the Shadow Hand quest, or keep doing Wolf Hunters and Ogres until then. Once you reach level 60, we're going to continue the story quest line. Go talk to the advisor again and he'll tell you to talk to Orion. You're going to have to get to the top of Artemis Tower, which if you look up is right there. Please do yourself a favor and talk to the fast travel guy and just pay the 300 gold to teleport right to the top. Otherwise, you're going to have to go to the base of the tower and do this minigame. You have to click this bronze clover that appears on your screen 42 times, and it takes over a minute and a half to get to the top. After you get up here, talk to this cat with the staff called Orion and click your 4th option, which will say I need help tracking the Shadow Hand. To get Orion's next quest, you need to be level 70, so go back and continue doing whichever quest you found easiest until you reach level 70. Okay, a ton of people have issues with this, so listen. When talking to any NPC, especially Orion, and you don't see an option to continue talking, you are not bugged. Just scroll down. So many people go into the Discord and say that they're bugged, when all you gotta do is scroll down to see the dialogue option. After you get to level 70, come back up here and Orion will tell you to go kill 15 wind mages, which for whatever reason are called wind monks, not mages. Other than punching, they can use the first 4 spells of wind, but luckily they aren't very strong, so they definitely shouldn't be a problem. They have a 5% chance to drop armor that gives 5 intelligence. Now here's where the grind gets annoying for most people. Once you reach level 75, you'll be able to get the Yeti quest, which you have to kill 5. I only recommend doing this quest if you have at least one of 3 things. Spatial magic, the fast travel game pass, which makes the fast travel NPC free, or the Tiefling race. Why? I'm glad you asked. With spatial and fast travel, you can simply teleport to the Tundra village as many times as you want. Otherwise, you'll have to take this 7-mile walk over to the village every time you have to get the quest, since brooms don't work in the Tundra. Yetis have 3 attacks, a slam, a kick, and a scream that stuns you for 3 years straight. Other than when you initiate the fight, Yetis will always do 6 physical attacks and then scream, so back up after the 6th attack to avoid the stun. Yetis drop a sword, spear, hammer, and staff, but I don't really recommend farming for them since the odds are so low while also being one of the most annoying enemies to kill. Unless you have the Tiefling race, the 3rd thing that makes Yetis worth farming. This race has something called fear immunity, which makes you immune to the stun that Yetis hit you with when they scream. Now the scream will still do damage if you're hit by it, but it won't stun you. This is by far the easiest way to farm Yetis. Alright, here's a few strats not many people know. Sadly, the fastest one only works using keyboard and mouse, but if you hold W and either A or D at the same time when you get on your broom, you can increase the travel speed of your broom. If you're on console or mobile, hold forward and the jump button after getting on your broom and look slightly down for a decent speed boost. I only play PC, so I'm not sure if this actually works on console or mobile, so test it out for yourself. Here's a speed comparison between the 3. Here's another good one. From Artemis Tower, you can actually use your broom to fly right over the tundra. This is really useful for getting Dragon Balls, farming Lessers, and getting to the Ice Golem portal. Videos on all those later. At level 85 and up, you can get the next story quest from Orion, but you probably won't be able to actually complete it until you're at least level 100. He's going to ask you to bring back the corrupted mana crystal from the golem, which has a 10% chance to drop. I'm making a more in-depth video on Aetherstone Isle, so I'll just give you the basics. You need 4 different runes: Wrath, Challenge, Earth, and Tempest. You can get them from the chests of the Bandit Lord, Warlord, Campson, and Lucius. You insert them into the respective stone pillars that look like these. Here's a map of the 4 locations and which rune goes to which pillar. After all 4 pillars are activated, the portal at the center of the lake will activate and you fight the golem in there. Don't fight it solo. There are always people that will help in public servers. You just have to be strong enough to get at least 10% credit in order to get a drop. There is no rush to complete this quest since you can't do the next story quest until level 150, so I recommend leveling up a bit before going for this. If you don't have at least one of the 3 things I mentioned earlier to farm Yetis, then keep farming Ogres or Shadowhands until you reach level 120. It might take a while, but it's actually faster than suffering through Yetis. Once you get to level 120, head over to the desert village. You can teleport directly there or just fly west. Talk to this guy to get the Scorp quest. They have 5 spawn locations across the ravine. They might seem hard at first, but they are much easier than Ogres. They only have 2 attacks. They will sting you and claw at you. You want to always dodge the claws and either parry or dodge the stinger. They drop all of these here. I'm not listing all those out loud, but most of the drops are pretty good for now, especially the armor for spear users. Good luck actually getting the one you want though. The odds are not in your favor. Whenever you get 10 poison glands, head back to the desert village and talk to this guy for a free 4300 XP. It's 10 glands, not 5 like the stupid NPC says. Once you get to level 150, you can finally continue the story quest line. Once you see the event, somebody has seen something they might not survive to tell, word has it they're in the desert village, head over and talk to the guy that spawns here. He'll tell you to investigate the rumors. From the desert village, head directly east across the ravine, behind the Aetherstone portal, and a little east of the fisherman, right behind this rock. Type in the chat, "Darkness unveils the truth," and a door will appear, unlocking Devil's Route. You have to type that every time you want to enter. This place is used more when you obtain a devil. The best advice I can give you right now is to not get a devil until you can beat one into submission. You'll regret it later. Talk to Fabio and click your 3rd option that says, "I was told you could help me." He'll tell you to go talk to the advisor in Clover Castle again. The advisor will then tell you to go find the owl in Tundra Village. So head over there and you'll find him levitating in the hut in the middle of the little pond. I'm not sure what level is required for each story quest after this, so I'll just show you the next 3 quests from the owl. The owl will tell you to collect corrupt mana from Yetis. Open your inventory and search for the mana collection totem he gave you. Right click to equip it. Now head over to the Yeti spawns and you need to find one that's corrupt. If there aren't any, like for me, you'll have to kill them until one spawns. The corruption night event will guarantee one to spawn if you're having any trouble getting one to spawn. When one spawns, don't kill it. You need to equip and use the mana collection totem just like you would use a spell or a potion. It's not letting me since I already did this quest, but it'll place down a little totem that sucks corrupted mana out of the Yeti. You have to place it down 3 or 4 times to get all 100 corrupt mana. Return to the owl and then he'll tell you to place a rune at both entrances of the Tundra Village. This quest can sometimes get bugged, so if one of the 2 runes aren't being placed, you'll have to rejoin the game to fix it. Go back to the owl and then he'll tell you to find the source of the corruption within the Tundra Maze. So head over to the maze, which you can enter from these 2 spots. Go to the big room with the ice crystal. A lesser devil can spawn here, so be aware. Go over to this wall and hold E on this door-shaped rock. It doesn't work for me since I already did it, but a door will appear, and then when you enter, there will be a little red rose in the middle of the room that you just have to interact with to complete the quest. The rest of the storyline quests are self-explanatory, except for maybe the Charge the Sands of the Time quest, which you just have to use the mana collection totem on a corrupt alpha scorp. If you can't get any of the next story quests, then you don't meet the level requirement. Once you reach level 165, head over to the Grey Lady in the Desert Ravine. She'll tell you to kill 10 Stone Guardians. They have 11 spawns throughout the Desert Maze. They have 3 attacks. They do a double slash, a kick, and a sand AoE attack. Dodge the slashes, parry or dodge the kick, and you can perfect dodge the sand AoE attack. They drop a sword, spear, and staff, but they are stupidly rare, so definitely don't bother trying to get them. You'll easily get better weapons when you hit level 240 anyway. This quest and the next one are the most tedious quests since you have to do them for quite a while, so I highly recommend searching for a party to farm them. You can pretty easily find parties in the Clover Retribution Discord in the boss raids channel. I cannot tell you how much easier it is to level up with at least one other person with you. Farm Stone Guardians until you get to at least level 240. At level 240, go talk to Bragg at the Desert Village. He'll tell you to go kill the Desert Kraken. You can get extra XP and a free Kraken token from the daily he gives. Take this route to get to Kraken. He has 4 moves that he uses at random. He'll spawn mini sandstorms that deal continuous damage as long as you're near them. He'll slam the ground, he'll curl up and then do a spin attack, and he'll dive underground and snap you up. You can't dodge or parry the sandstorms, so you have to move out of the way to avoid damage. You can parry and dodge his slam attack. You can't fully dodge his spin attack, so just back up unless you have a move to hyper armor through it like Ryomen's M2. When he dives underground, don't move. Even as a mage, just stand there, and as soon as you see his tentacles, count to like 1.5 or 2 and hit Q. It's a lot harder to dodge when you're moving around. You'll never get hit by that move again as long as you don't lag. Kraken has a respawn timer of 6 minutes. He has a 20% chance to drop a Kraken token, which you can use to buy some pretty good gear that I have listed in the Google Doc. He also has a 1% chance to drop each of these, although he has to be corrupt to drop them. You want to farm Kraken until your max level, which is 400, so good luck. I plan to make guides on pretty much everything except maybe spirits since I prefer devils. Stay tuned till then. If you have any requests as to what you want a guide for first, let me know. This guide took forever to make since I wanted to give as much info as possible to the newer guys, so if this guide helped out at all, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next year.